Hello and welcome. My name is Peace Mitchell and I'm co-founder of Women Changing the World Press. Before we begin today, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners and elders of the land that I live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland. And I would also like to pay my respects and acknowledge traditional owners and elders past and present right across Australia and the Torres Strait. Well, today I'm here to celebrate the launch of our new book, Begin It Now. And to help me celebrate, I have one of my amazing authors joining me. Lee, please join me on stage.
Hi, Peace.
Hello. Now, for people who haven't met you before, I would love you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and the work that you do.
Yes, certainly I will, Peace. And first of all, it's so good to see you. And it's a blessing and an honor to be here speaking with you. So a bit about myself. First and foremost, I am a woman of strong faith. And I'm proud to say that I'm a Catholic. I live in Western Australia with my family, with our two beautiful daughters. I was born into a large family of 14. I'm one of the 10 girls and 4 boys. I came from Vietnam, and as a child, I never had a chance to go to school. I lived in an orphanage that was founded by my parents until the war in 1975. I became a boat refugee, came to Australia in 1982 when I was 15 and started my formal education then. I reckon it was a miracle that I actually successfully completed high school and graduated from university with a Bachelor of Science in Health Information Management. I have been in health for over 30 years now. And I'm currently working as a health information manager for Ramsay Healthcare for 2 private hospitals. But very close to my heart, I am a CEO founder of Project Humanity Australia, a non-profit charity established 14 years ago with the vision of future empowerment for those in need. I think I have a very busy life, basically working full-time, family, and running a charity. But I think it is a very fulfilling life with a purpose. And I believe in divine will. And mine is to love God and love the poor.
Oh, you are absolutely incredible, Lee. Just amazing the work that you're doing, and your story is really incredible as well. So the title of your chapter is From Refugee to Humanitarian. Can you tell us why you chose this chapter title?
Well, basically, I started with I was really a refugee, a boat refugee. So after the war in 1975, when my father was in prison and my family in Vietnam was on a survival mode, we struggled for food daily. And I remember I was always out in the forest and in the lakes and looking for food, gathering dead woods for cooking. Basically, there was really no future for us. So after my father was released from prison, he and his friends actually handmade a little boat and we escaped Vietnam. And so we basically left with no captain, no compass, and the only things we had was faith, and the stars were guiding us for our direction. We did encounter the pirates twice, and it was an unspeakable horror. I still don't have words for it yet. So basically, we were at sea for 5 nights, and the only thing we had was faith. So then, basically, we came to Malaysia. So what we've been through as a refugee, and so I became a humanitarian for a lot of reasons, but I am very thankful for when I was working at one of the Catholic private hospital. It is now called St. John of God. I was awarded with the Catherine Macaulay Award, developing young women into leadership and community services. And it was a 1-year program of amongst other young women, and we had weekend retreats, we had workshops, and especially we were listening to incredible, inspiring women around the world that making a difference. So by the end of that 1-year program, I was ready to make a difference, because really that 1 year of journey had given me a really basically opened my eyes to see the world on a larger scale. So with that training and with that experience, what I had, I was ready to begin. But I thought, where do I start? So basically, I was ready to be a volunteer for any charity. But then I reflected on my childhood. I reflected on the times that I was in the orphanage with the orphans, and I reflected on the days that I was on the street looking for food, and especially I never had a chance for education. So I remember there were days when I was out on the, looking in through the windows of a classroom, seeing other children study. I longed to be in there, but I never had that chance. So basically, and there were nights when I went to bed hungry. So all of that behind me. And I thought to myself, there must be other children who actually going through exactly what I've been through. So then I took the first step. So obviously I left Vietnam when I was 15, but when I was in Vietnam, I wasn't really going anywhere. I never had a holiday, never went to anywhere but except to be in the village, in a tiny community village. So I don't know a lot about Vietnam. So I asked my husband and our older friends to actually accompany me to Vietnam. And we traveled, we went from north to south, and I went deeper into the villages. And what I saw was actually so much what I've been through. It was deja vu for me, really. So then, and I was very lucky in that journey as well, that I had met this priest who was doing a lot of the projects for the poor, and I actually inspired by what he's doing. So I came back to Australia and I started organizing fundraising events around Australia to basically assist him to help the poor. I did that for 4 years. Really worked hard on that for 4 years. But then one day I realized is that by myself, I can only do so much. But if I have a charity, I can do a lot more. And I can reach out to a lot more people. And I am responsible for the funds that we raised. And it would go directly to the people that actually aligned with our vision and our mission. So I did that, started the charity. It's called Project Humanity Australia, and it's December coming up will be 14 years. And what started really small, basically, because I looked up to Mother Teresa, and she's inspired me a lot, Mother Teresa, and I especially like what she said: if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. And also what she said was, what we give, it's not how much we give, it's how much love we put into the giving. So basically with those two, I started small. I began to feed like a few people who were hungry, started providing education for children who otherwise wouldn't be able to go to school. And it became a movement then. So for over 14 years, we had through our Compassion Kitchen, we served over 230,000 meals. We built compassion homes. I currently have a compassion classroom with 57 students. These children don't have birth certificates, so they can't go to normal school. So we have volunteer teachers that actually teach them. We awarded scholarships for very gifted academically students, but otherwise, like if without the school fees, they won't be able to go to school. So we gifted that just to help them to remain in school. We have sustainable projects like building plantation for families and animal breeding programs, and etc. etc. So yeah, so what 14 years, it's been like an amazing journey, and I hope that it will continue.
Oh, it's just absolutely incredible, the work that you're doing and how it started out, very small, but it's grown to have such a huge impact for the people that you
Yes,
work with. You talk
yes,
about small acts of kindness and how small acts of kindness can be powerful. And this is something that you learned from your mother. She was very
yes.
generous and kind. How does this passion for kindness influence the work that you do now?
Yes, of course. So yes, so I always remember going back to the time when I think I was about maybe 7, and obviously we don't have a lot in the house. And I remember that we had just like 1 cup of rice left for porridge to feed the whole family. At the time, that was 7 of us. And then a beggar came, and my mother gave it all away, and I was so shocked. And I said, "Mom, what are we gonna eat?" And Mom said, "We'll find leaves in the garden. We just go and get leaves in the garden." And she said, I remember she said, what we eat basically will disappear, but what we actually give will always be there. So I always remember that. So to me, that the smallest act of kindness, the little things that we actually do, actually is an everlasting thing. And it's also for me, having experienced the kindness when I first came to Australia. Obviously, I had so many people who were so kind to me and giving me like unconditional love. And I remember very well when to the sister Kath, who was actually she when I started school, basically because of my age, I was 15 and not a word of English. So obviously I was put into year 8 straight away. I pretty much has about like maybe 1 term, like a few months of English as a second language, and then I went into straight year 8. So obviously I struggle a lot with understanding what's in the classroom. So Sister Kath was able to actually spend a lot of time with me, basically learning English. And there were times I remember I came to school like basically with just a shirt, not a jumper, and she's given me a jumper. And there was times when I actually came to school without breakfast, and she took me into the convent, and then she gave me a bowl of porridge. So those like really small acts of kindness that she's given to me, but it's never forgotten. It's like I will always remember that. And so to me, that the smallest act of kindness leaves an everlasting impression. So what I do to others, to the poor, it's a small act of kindness that what I can do, I hope that is actually give them a beginning of that there are kind people in this world, and that they are willing to journey with you.
Oh, I love that so much.
Yeah.
It's been so wonderful chatting with you today, Lee. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you as well for your story, your chapter in Begin It Now. It's a really incredible story. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, Paige. And I just want to, obviously, I look up to Mother Teresa, and I just want to say that, as she said, we ourselves feel that what we do is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less without that missing drop. And my journey has taught me that no matter where you start, with faith, determination, and a commitment to your purpose, you can overcome even the greatest challenges. life is short. Do what you can and begin it now. And so thank you
Yes.
again, Peace, Women Changing the World, for this incredible journey. I'm so humbled to be one of your co-authors in this amazing book, and I can't wait to read everybody's stories from all the women around the world. They are so inspirational. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. And thank you everyone for tuning in. You can grab your copy of Begin It Now at wcwpress.com. All right, well, that's all we have time for today. So thank you so much, Lee, and thank you everyone for tuning in. We will see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Bye, Peace. Thank you so much.